Where you at, Berto?
Today we got white worship in Asian community. This video caught my attention because I actually have a cousin that went out to live in Japan, and as you know, I'm black. My cousin is black, and he ended up marrying a Japanese woman. So when I saw this, you know, I always kind of knew that there was like a stereotype that Asian girls are only attracted to like white guys, but at the same time, I've also heard that a lot of Asian girls love black people. So I don't know. Let's get right into this video, see what's really going on, see if there's some truth or false to any of this. Make sure you guys tap into the Twitch streams if you're watching on YouTube. I love y'all, appreciate y'all. That is Whereyouatberto. Come on, let's not waste no time.
There is a cancer spreading within the Asian community.
I just wish I was white.
A cancer causing people to lose their identity.
Like an Asian denial.
And even start to hate their own race.
Asian men are evil.
That cancer is white worship.
I just really like that milky complexion.
If you want to have...
What? She just really likes that milky what? Was she talking about skin or something else? Because that sounded crazy. I just really like that milky what? Yo, we're only 11 seconds into the video, bruh. Come on.
A gorgeous kid, marry someone not Asian.
Blue eyes, long hair.
White.
Yeah.
White worship is an irrational idolization of white or Western features, ideals, cultures, and lifestyles that cause Asians to view themselves as inferior.
I'm so Asian.
Today, we'll be discussing the factors causing white worship and how to end white worship in the Asian community. That's important because white worship causes Asians to accept and perpetuate racist Asian stereotypes in Western societies.
I'll tell the kids if someone's driving really slowly or just cutting out to say, oh, you know, bloody Asian drivers, you know?
Asian culture is just super patriarchal and misogynistic. Asian culture is just not fun.
So I'm half Chinese, I'm half Scottish.
Yeah.
But luckily for me, I'm half Scottish below the waist.
This over time Asians to become self-hating Asians who are racist against Asians.
Are you a little bit racist? I would say yes. It's actually what I call self-racism.
Those mixed race babies are gorgeous. And it's too late
You
for
know,
my kids.
Something that is honestly true, if we're being honest, it's wrong, it's messed up, but something that I've even noticed within the black community, everybody be low-key a little bit racist, bro. Like something that I've genuinely noticed, like a lot of black parents, they don't want you to date outside your race, bro. Like they, you know, and that's just me being honest. I'm not saying I co-sign it, but that's just something that I've noticed is like within the black community is like they don't like nobody dating outside their race. And then you could say the same for whites, but we been know that. Fucking Snow Bunny go ahead and bring a goddamn black guy home. You know, dad looking at her like, what the fuck is that? What the hell is that? What the hell did you just bring into our home?
They're full Asian.
One of my biggest obsessions in high school was, believe it or not, like to marry a white man, and so I could take his last name and lose my Asian name.
There are even Asians who are proud that they are disconnected from their Asian heritage.
I forget that I'm Asian sometimes.
Typically, people wouldn't think that I'm Asian.
Who make fun of their parents' accents.
Oh, very good man. Brought shame to the family again.
And even argue in support of policies which discriminate against Asians purely on the basis of race. Some will try to find every single excuse to attack Asian culture. I mean, check out this article by an Asian woman who somehow turned a story about 3 Asian women being assaulted by white men into a story about the oppressiveness of Asian culture. But did she
Oh my God, that's absolutely crazy, bro.
He mentioned Western culture. Of course not, even though the majority of crimes against Asian American women are committed by non-Asian men. And if you think that's bizarre, during a tennis match in 2024, an Asian American spectator called Chinese star Zheng Qingwen a yellow banana.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
It gets even worse.
Hell
Many
no.
Asians idolize Western beauty standards so much, they start suffering from body image issues and poor mental health, to the point of undergoing expensive and unnecessary unnecessary cosmetic procedures. And some Asians just plain hate being Asian. All these harmful behaviors are symptoms of internalized racism, a condition linked to white worship. It's a form of self-hatred whereby Asians believe they are inferior because of their race. Internalized racism destroys people's confidence and self-respect, makes them feel helpless and even turn against their own race. The worst part is, people are often unaware of their own self-hatred and white worship. It's hard to break free from this cycle of hatred. The more
y'all think he's faking his accent? That's just something I've been thinking this whole video. Like, I'm not gonna copy him because I don't want nobody to cancel me. But y'all think he's leaning into that, or is that his natural accent? Why all of a sudden? I don't know, bro. That's just something that popped up in my head. Yes. I feel like he's faking it. I ain't gonna lie.
Asians experience white worship, the more likely they are to suffer from internalized racism, causing them to behave in ways that result in more white worship and more internalized racism. And we all know that believing...
That's not hard, bro. That's just what I thought, bro. I can't have a thought.
You are inferior because of your race will destroy your mental health and the way you see yourself. If we know white worship is so destructive, then how come it's so common amongst Asians?
Yes, Europe is a garden. The rest of the world, and you know very well, Federica, is not exactly a garden. The rest of the world, most of the rest of the world, is a jungle.
European countries have a long history of invading other countries, enslaving the natives, and establishing white supremacy. They believed they had racial and cultural superiority, and felt they were superior human beings, civilizing the savage and backward people of Africa, Asia, and the Americas. White supremacy became embedded in society, and colonized people began to associate whiteness with power and beauty. Being white was viewed as ideal, and if you were not white, then you should be...
This is the thing, though. A lot of this shit is really just brainwashed into motherfuckers' minds, bro. Nobody's actually born with these type of ideologies. Like, this is something that is brainwashed. Lineage after lineage after lineage. It's kind of crazy.
As white as possible. For example, in countries like India, British colonial rule solidified the cultural preference for lighter skin and Eurocentric features. While in Latin American countries, a common ideology is you should improve the race by marrying white people. It would also be impossible to discuss white worship without talking about the United States of America.
I've genuinely heard from like the few Asian friends that I've had that this is true too. It's kind of like the snow bunny shit. If you are Asian motherfucker and you bring home anything other than a white man, I've heard that the Asian hoes, they rather you bring home a white man than Asian. So they opting to pick the white chocolate instead of themselves. That's kind of crazy. Why? I mean, we're learning about it right now.
After the genocide of indigenous Americans, a war for independence, and the end of slavery, the USA officially became the land of opportunity. This resulted in mass immigration from all parts of the world. Over time, America would grow to become the most dominant superpower in the world, especially in terms of media and pop culture influence. American culture and Western culture by extension became the ideal for the world to aspire to. But while America was said to be this place where everyone had the opportunity to succeed, it was still very much a country rooted in white supremacy. In the late 1800s and
Grandpa said he went to go check his first video and he has the same accent. Okay, I guess he's locked in. He not faking that shit.
Early 1900s, Asians were said to be a threat to white society, resulting in murders and hate crimes against Asians. In the late 1900s, Asians were blamed for the economy, resulting in murders and hate crimes against Asians. And nowadays, well, nothing's really changed. I mean, America literally has a $1 billion bill to spread anti-China propaganda.
China.
I don't know why this nigga Trump hates China so much, bro. They be trying to make a big deal out of that TikTok shit. Like, who cares, bro? Who cares? Yes, they got all our data. I know, nigga. Matter of fact, give them more, nigga. Cause I need to buy my shit from overseas. We need to stop beefing with China, bro. I ain't no politician, but my nigga. What's the big deal? I don't understand. It's not that deep.
China. And let's not forget how all Japanese Americans were sent to internment camps during World War II, or how the dehumanizing model minority stereotype was forced onto Asian Americans. A constant reminder they can never be an equal American without being white. To this day, Asian Americans still have to overcome additional challenges in all areas of life because they are Asian. So imagine you are an Asian born in America, and everything around you is telling you white people are better than you, and you are inferior for being Asian. When you take all that into consideration, you can start to understand why so many Asians in the West develop some level of internalized racism and white worship. But we are just getting started. White worship and self-hatred can be intergenerational, passed down from parents to children.
What do you guys think about Asian boys? Look over there.
My mom told me just like since I was a young girl that not to be with an Asian guy.
Why?
Well, actually,
wow. That's what I just told y'all. It's real. I'm telling y'all, like, I don't know that many Asian people, but I do remember like being back in school and like Asian hoes saying shit like that. Like, nah, I can only date white niggas. Or at least that's what I was told from their parents and shit. Like, they literally are telling them that.
Nation.
Is your dad Caucasian or is he Asian?
My father's white. He's German.
I was a teenager and I was with my mother, and we started talking about guys that I would date. Who would I marry? And I remember she said it very matter of fact. She was like, yeah, you are going to
What if because white people hate Asians, that's why so many Asians are racist to blacks? I mean, bro, I don't doubt it. Again, based off what I'm picking up here is like Asians are, or I don't want to put it at that, but like the older generation that has been brainwashed by this mentality, they are pretty much trying to be white. And whatever curses and wrongdoings that them motherfuckers was doing, they was trying to do the same shit. I don't know though, bro. I'm not saying too much. We really sitting back and learning on this one.
most likely will marry a white guy.
You know, my family brought me up to be very assimilated. If I see a bad driver that cuts me off, I'll like go, are they Asian? And my reaction was, oh, you're Asian, you can't read.
Like racism, white worship is learned behavior. No one is born thinking white people are superior or I must marry a white person to improve the race. In addition, many Asian immigrants in Western society believe in assimilation. They don't teach their children anything about their Asian heritage and culture. And when Asian parents make that mistake, you end up with young Asians who have no connection with their Asian background, yet will still face all the challenges of being Asian in Western society, because discrimination, stereotyping, and hate crimes against Asians are about race, not culture.
Go back to whatever Asian country you belong.
Asian. Oh my God.
This ultimately leads to white worship and internalized racism. Your nationality and culture can change, but you will always be Asian. Remember that. Furthermore, in many Asian countries, colorism, the belief that lighter skin is superior to darker skin, plays a huge role in white worship because, well...
You know what? Now I think about it, have y'all ever noticed like them like really, really Asian girls that be on TikTok and shit, like their skin be like bleached out, bro? I heard that's also part of it. I heard that that's also a big part of why like them motherfuckers, they be walking in broad daylight, no rain in sight with fucking umbrellas and shit because they don't want to get a tan. Like they don't want their skin to turn no type of dark, bro. That shit's toxic as fuck. That's crazy. That's crazy. Their skin be like paper white, bruh.
White people have lighter skin.
Get out of the sun, you're getting darker. Darker is ugly. Look at all my white friends. They're not dark, they're white.
Wow.
Which is ironic because in countries like Australia, a white-dominated Western...
Nah, for real, they deadass be looking like ghosts, bro. They deadass be looking like ghosts. And that's not me hating, but on some real shit. Like, I don't even understand why motherfuckers even thought that looked good. On some vampire shit, hell yeah. You know the motherfuckers off Twilight? Dead looking like the niggas like that. For real.
Country, having a tan is often considered more attractive than being pale. So maybe, you know, we should stop basing our value as human beings on the color of our skin.
I prefer white people. I'm not racist though.
Now it's time for my favorite topic, Western.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with preferences. Like, I think there's nothing wrong with preferences. Like, if you are any color of the rainbow and you say, hey, I prefer this, you know what I'm saying, flavor, that's cool. I don't think that's R. I don't think that's R. But it, again, you know, I don't want to say there's a fine line, but when you start, you know, hating the other side, or almost like, I could never date you know what I'm saying? Jen said, I love the rainbow. Oh man, I don't know what you mean by that, my nigga.
Western media has an obsession with dehumanizing, denigrating, and erasing Asians, especially Asian men. In Hollywood, the majority of Asian characters are joke characters. It's genuinely bizarre how many high-profile Asian actors have spoken about being pressured to play a racist stereotype. And of course, the face of Asian Americans in Hollywood is not talented actors like John Cho, Steven Yeun, or Manny Jacinto. It's Ken Jeong.
Isn't he the dude from The Hangover that plays the grossest stereotype?
Bro, I watched a video about that guy, and I think he's a lame. I'm not gonna lie. I think he's a lame. Like, he was funny in the Hangover movie, but that nigga's lame as fuck. I'm pretty sure that nigga there was an interview where he was like asking somebody to take his pants off or some shit. I don't know. Maybe some of y'all know what I'm talking about. It's kind of random, so I'm not gonna speak on it too much, but if you know, you know. That nigga's weird.
Of an Asian?
I don't think I ever play a character just balls out funnier character than Mr. Chow.
Here's a script where you jump out of a trunk and show everyone your micro.
I hope I'm not confusing him with somebody else though, because that would be odd. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just keep playing.
Penis.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm in.
Yeah,
Done.
I'm in.
It's fine.
Can I sign up for part 2?
Yeah. Oh, there's 3 of them. Great.
Yeah, it was a magical time, and it just changed my life forever.
Likewise, only 6% of Asian characters on streaming shows have lead roles, with 42% of AAPI characters having some physical proximity to whiteness. This picture celebrating the 2024 Paris Olympics tells you all you need to know. No Asian male athletes and just 1 token Asian woman, even though 3 Asian countries finished in the top 10. And remember how Western media went crazy with doping accusations when Pan Zhangle broke the 100-meter freestyle swimming record. But when Michael Phelps dominated swimming, he was celebrated by Western media for being a genetic freak. Now, I will say I understand why this happens. You should expect Western media and the white people in charge to want to uphold white supremacy. Yet many westernized Asians only pay attention to Western media. And if you form your opinions based on Western media alone, then of course, you are going to suffer from internalized racism and white...
Yeah, nah, Western media is cooked, bro. I mean, this is like changing the subject, kind of, but it's relevant. You know, something that I think is lame as fuck, and I gotta be careful because we're on Twitch. But have y'all noticed that a lot of TV shows nowadays have been pushing rainbow agenda, bro? Have y'all noticed that? And again, I have nothing against it. I have nothing against who wants to sleep with who and do whatever they want to do. But I hate when shit is forced. You know what I'm saying? And my perfect example of that is one of my favorite movies in the last few years is this movie right here, Moonlight. It's literally a movie about a black guy who's gay or bisexual, whatever you want to call it, and he's struggling with his sexuality, essentially. He's struggling with figuring out how to, you know, balance being, you know, peer pressured and society telling him he's supposed to be like this. And, you know, he's a black guy growing up in a certain neighborhood. So he's not accepted for what his heart wants. And I felt like it was a beautiful story. You know what I'm saying? Him getting older and him, you know, seeing him navigate how he wants to go about his sexuality, being a gay man, you know, within the closet. So I think that was a beautiful story from start to finish. What I think is weird, though, is when you have like TV shows that are like the narrative has nothing to do with being rainbow, and then they just force a sex scene on you, a rainbow sex scene on you. Like, it's like, yo, like it just be random. You could tell it's forced, and the only reason they doing it is to try to push a certain narrative that the media is trying to push. And I'd be like, bro, that's just weird. Like if you gonna tell a love story about that, like they did in Moonlight, cool. That's a beautiful love story. Let it be what it be. But then when y'all like try to start pushing weird type of narratives and shit, and the Western media does that a lot. it's weird as fuck. I don't know what that's about. I really don't like it, honestly.
White worship. Racial abuse can destroy a person's mental health and self-esteem, and even result in symptoms similar to Stockholm Syndrome. So let's talk about the overwhelming racism against Asians in Western society. Whenever you see an Asian guy dating a white girl on social media, the comments are always full of racial abuse. But what if you are an Asian person just trying to exist? That's right, racism. Some people, including so-called educators, even blame high-achieving Asian students for causing anxiety for white students. Bloody hell, some people sure get salty when they lose to an Asian person. And don't forget Western society's #1 rule: collective punishment. When one Asian does something wrong, all Asians are to blame. All Asians are apparently anti-black because one Asian cop didn't help George Floyd.
We Asian Americans have weaponized our proximity to whiteness in order to murder black people.
All Asian.
What the fuck? Damn, that's so extreme. That's toxic as fuck, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
The men are misogynistic because some Asian girl's dad was misogynistic, even though they don't make the same generalizations about white people, despite the fact many women don't even have rights to their own bodies in Western countries. And of course, all Asians are to blame for a virus originating in China, especially the defenseless Asian elderly living in America. I bet some people genuinely believe all Asians are the—
You know what? That's true. I do remember when that whole shit was going on, a lot of people's true colors were coming out, man. A lot of true people's colors was coming out on some R shit, man. Damn, I didn't expect this video to take this type of turn. This is sad. I'm not gonna lie.
Same person. You know, let's illustrate Western double standards for a second. For example, mass shootings are frequent in America, often committed by white men, but no one blames every single white person for every shooting. Or
facts, I do though. Okay, let me take that back. That was crazy. But I be genuinely thinking that should be happening because motherfuckers don't beat their kids, bro. On some shit. Let's keep it a stack. Let's keep it a stack. Y'all white chocolate motherfuckers don't be beating your kids, and that's why they be acting out, dude. I'm not gonna lie to you. That belt to ass combo does a lot. Y'all motherfuckers be letting them say, "Shut up, mom. I hate you, mom. I don't give a fuck you, mom." Well, nigga, what? Nigga, if I tried to say some shit like that to my mom, I swear to God she would kill me. My mom, dead ass, has told me on multiple occasions, and I believe her. She said, "Nigga, if you ever even think about disrespecting me, I brought you into this world, I will take you out." On everything, my mom has said that shit to me before, and I believe her, bro. I believe her. But this the thing. That's the type of shit that set your ass straight. That's the type of shit where when your mom strikes some fear in your heart, you be like, "Hold up. Let me act right. Let me not act out too crazy."
All white people are violent. In fact, the opposite happens. Race suddenly becomes irrelevant when a white person commits a crime. Instead, it's, "Oh, they just had a bad day." Or it's because they are mentally unwell. Or, "Hey, let's try to redirect the blame onto a minority instead." And how come people don't blame all white people for the crimes of white media elites? Or talk about how problematic Western culture is when criminals committing crimes against children are constantly defended. I mean, look, the white American presidential candidate has done all kinds of questionable shit. Yet we don't make generalizations about all white people because of his actions, even though he wants to and has represented America.
Now she wants to do transgender operations on illegal aliens that are in prison.
And let's not forget everyone's favorite, white people in countries like America and Australia telling Asians to go back where they came from. And if you are one of those people, I'm pretty sure the indigenous population would love it if you, your parents, and your ancestors all f***ed off back to Europe. But here we are. Now, I guarantee someone is typing in my comments right now, Hans, you shouldn't blame all white people for the actions of individual white people. That's racist and illogical. You should stop doing that. You should stop doing that. Stop doing that." Yeah, no. So stop doing it to Asians. Basically, in Western society, if you are white, you are an individual first and foremost. Your actions and beliefs only reflect on yourself, not your entire race. Rightfully so. But if you are Asian,
it's simple, man. A lot of these people are just straight up racist. They may not claim it or think it, but these people just see us as below them. Nah, not for real, bro. You know, and that's the sad part. Like, I feel like you can kind of always tell, though. I feel like you cannot kind of always tell when it's just not genuine, man. And, you know, one thing that I do think is positive, though, is it's getting a lot easier to spot these type of motherfuckers because they going out. Like, their time, that their generation is starting to weed out. Y'all niggas old, dusty, and upset, miserable. Sorry. Y'all motherfuckers gonna be on your way out soon. You know what's crazy? You know, don't take this as fact. But I think I saw a statistic, I saw a statistic the other day that said that in a few years, everybody gonna be biracial. There's gonna be mixed babies everywhere. So y'all motherfuckers better start loving each other because guess what? The snow buddies are fucking black guys. The Asians are fucking black guys. The Mexicans are fucking Asians. Everybody's fucking. They mingling and yo. Get this nigga banned, bro. Come on, bro. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is y'all better start loving each other because guess what? Everybody's mingling, my nigga. Everybody's getting a piece of that action. So what y'all gonna do about it?
And in Western society, you are a nation first and foremost. You will have to deal with all the negative stereotypes Western society forces onto you. And it's also your fault every time an Asian person or country does something wrong. That's why, even though I'm against self-hating white-worshipping Asians, I can understand them. It's easy for people to start feeling helpless and fall into despair when they are constantly attacked and discriminated against because of their race. And
what
unfortunately,
up, Pat?
racism against Asians goes beyond verbal abuse and microaggressions. It feels like every single day you hear about another hate crime committed against innocent Asians, and no one really cares. Compare the scale of Black Lives Matter and Stop Asian Hate. It should tell you all you need to know. And one major reason for this is because all sides of Western politics don't really care about Asians. First, you have conservatives, most of them believing and support white supremacy, and some are just blatantly racist.
The Democrats say, please don't call them animals, they're humans. I said, no, they're not humans. They're not humans, they're animals.
Oh, and I agreed with many things you said during...
Man, I ain't gonna lie,
bro.
More than... I'm not a political nigga, so I don't really like to talk politics because I don't really know shit, but Trump be saying some crazy stuff, bro. I see what you mean, Jen. That's fucked up. He said that they don't even think of us as people. No, that's fucked up, bro. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. Again, I'm not going to sit here and bash like Trump because I don't know the nigga. I don't know too much and I don't follow politics enough. But just when you hear even just shit like that alone, it really just like, damn, that's messy, bro. That's really like, I would never say that. I would never say that. Regardless of my views, regardless of my opinions on certain shit, like I would never say that. Humans are humans. We're people. We're all people. We're all on this earth. Damn.
Than most other candidates when you were running for president, but I still would not have voted for you because you're an Indian. We'll get back to that.
Then you have liberals who love to claim they are allies to marginalized groups, except when it comes to Asians. Because let's be honest, Asians aren't as important as other minorities. So much for being allies to everyone facing discrimination.
We don't know if it was unprovoked. What did he do to get attacked?
You know, let's talk about this another time. For now, what's important is we are aware there are many factors working together to cause white worship in the Asian community, which is why there are so many self-hating Asians who are victims and perpetuators of white worship and racism. Essentially, self-hating Asians act in ways which normalize and encourage racism against Asians. It's a perpetual cycle of white worship. White supremacy and racism against Asians lead to white worship and internalized racism, creating self-hating Asians who reinforce white supremacy and racism against Asians. Self-hating Asians are especially harmful because, well, they are Asian. This often allows them to be blatantly racist against Asians without any pushback.
Something that I'll say, and this goes for just any race, I feel like everybody should take their time to like understand their background, their ethnicity, and, you know, their roots of what they come from. Because, you know, history is always important. Knowing your history, you can't really make changes and be a better person if you don't know where you come from, you know? But at the same time, so that's where it's like that self-love and appreciation definitely needs to come in. But at the same time, you do need to understand where you are in life and how you're living in the current moment and appreciate and love that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't, like, that outdated bullshit from back then, that shit's not going right now, bro. We not going for that. You know what I'm saying? We slapping all you R niggas. We slapping all y'all niggas. Calling niggas animals. I wish a nigga called me an animal. Well, now I'll show you an animal, bitch. It'll get bad. Real ugly. Real fucking ugly.
Racists will weaponize them, essentially using them to validate their racist opinions. Upstanding individuals who are against racism are less likely to challenge self-hating Asians when they make racist statements against Asians. And people without any preconceived notions about Asians are likely to be negatively influenced by the racist viewpoints of self-hating Asians. Now somehow, quotation marks, self-hating Asians are often the ones who are chosen to represent the Asian community in Western society. I'm very thankful I grew up in Asia before going to a Western country for university. I saw the best and worst of both worlds, and I know what it feels like to be treated as a person and just another Asian. And I understand all societies are flawed because we humans are flawed. And the fact is, we are all humans. Which is why it's honestly disappointing to see so many Asians who are not proud of their heritage, who hate who they are, Asians who genuinely believe white people are inherently superior. White worship, like racism, is learned behavior. And now that we understand all the factors causing white worship, it's time for us to end it. First and foremost, understand, it's okay to be Asian. You are equal to everyone else, regardless of what racists want you to believe. So critically analyze negative messages you hear about Asians. Ask yourself, do those negative messages about Asians actually apply to all humans, not just Asians? And whether they are being spread by people actively trying to undermine you and your value as a human being. For example, all the negative stereotypes about Asians in Western society were created and perpetuated by people.
Facts. I love that. I love that. Always be proud of your heritage. Your ancestors did not die for no reason. And that's why I said, it's like, you got to appreciate the people that, you know, ran and suffered so that you could be here today. And that's why it's always good to go back to your history and understand where you came from. 100%. But at the same time, just understanding gives you the opportunity to do better and be better. You know what I'm saying? And appreciate. So that's why going backwards, it's always a beautiful thing for sure.
Who benefit from white supremacy. And objectively, any human being can have those negative qualities, regardless of race. The very same negative Asian stereotypes don't exist in Asian countries. In fact, Asians are doing great. The fastest swimmer is Asian. The best baseball player ever is Asian. Asians have been dominating weightlifting for ages. There are plenty of Asian CEOs and other fantastic role models. You have the ability to think critically. So don't just blindly accept negative messages society wants you to believe about yourself. We must also actively bring awareness to all the factors causing white worship in the Asian community. Most minorities in Western societies grow up being taught they are inferior because they are not white. Remember, internalized racism can be subconscious, and if white worship is all you have ever known, and you are not aware it's a learned condition, then you might never overcome it. To solve any problem, you must first be aware the problem exists. So let's all do our part, because no one deserves to live life believing they are inferior. We must also actively fight back against racism, because like it or not, your race matters and affects every aspect of your life, from daily social interactions to employment and even housing. Because it doesn't matter if you are a third-generation Asian American, you will still be a target of racism, because racists don't care about your nationality or where you were born. They care about your race, and people will make decisions about you based on stereotypes they have heard about Asians. I mean, look, American politics is pretty much all about race and identity politics, so don't be passive or apathetic about matters relating to race. I don't have all the answers to ending racism, but I do know nothing will change if we just remain silent and take it like cowards. It hasn't worked for over 200 years, and we all know what the definition of insanity is.
Natural selection is on the way, my nigga. Everybody fucking. I'm telling you. I don't know if our generation, like us that are living and breathing right now, are going to be able to experience it. But give it 100 years, if the world is still spinning and, you know, God doesn't come and take us off this motherfucker, everybody skin gonna have some tint. Cause everybody mixing. I'm telling you, that pot is mixing, my nigga. It's not too much you could do nowadays, bruh. Yeah, so all y'all motherfuckers that trying to hold on to that pure blood, you're chopped. You're fucking chopped.
So don't let racists control the narrative. Don't allow them to force you into submission. And stop letting them treat you like a punching bag. Use all the injustice to motivate yourself to become a better person and take an active role in changing society for the better. I encourage you to learn about your heritage, the culture of your parents, the history of your ancestors.
Berto, what? Let me just give you all context. I said it earlier in the video, but pretty much what I'm saying is like, anybody that's racist, anybody that's hating on, somebody just for their skin, eventually, that is a brainwash mentality. And I think nowadays, you're seeing biracial, interracial couples, white people dating black people dating Mexicans, Mexicans dating Asians. Like, it's going to get to a point where everybody's going to be a little bit of something else. So to be racist don't even make sense. You racist against yourself, nigga, you mixed with something. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what I was getting at when I was joking around right there, even though I'm really dead ass serious.
The reason why white worship is so common among westernized Asians is because most of them
We're
are
all
only
human,
exposed
exactly.
to the Western education system, and what little they do learn about
Not for real. In front of the Lord, will your race matter? Absolutely not, nigga. We're all here. We're all the same. So I just don't understand the hate. But again, I think we're moving past it, bro. I genuinely think we're moving in a better direction.
Asia will be from a Western or white perspective. If we Asians don't teach our children what it means to be Asian, then non-Asians will. Stop learning about Asia from people who have never been to Asia. There is so much about your Asian heritage to appreciate, celebrate, and be proud of. Don't let Western society take that away from you. Having a diverse worldview will always serve you well in life. And you are much less likely to fall victim to white worship and internalized racism if you are proud of your Asian identity. And don't just rely on Western media. Western media will always cater to white audiences, and Western media will continue to demonize or erase Asians, especially Asian men. So vote with your wallet. Support projects that feature positive Asian representation, and support proud Asian creatives who refuse to be clowns for Hollywood. Call out Asian sellouts who deserve to feel ashamed, and give Eastern media a chance if you haven't already. It's very empowering to see Asian characters who are actual people and not just another racist caricature or stereotype. I keep saying this, and I will keep saying this. We simply must challenge self-hating Asians. I am extremely impressed by the justified hatred the black community has for people like Candace Owens, Clarence Thomas, and pretty much anyone who doesn't positively represent the black community. They make it clear self-haters and white worshippers do not have their support. We Asians simply must do the same because, let's be real, is it really a surprise white worship and self-hatred are so common when the most prominent Asian Americans in traditional Western media are people like Ken Jeong? While social media is full of westernized Asians making fun of Asian cultures, traditions, and accents.
Did David change us, ask Uncle Roger to shut?
I will say this though, and this is, some people might not like this opinion, but niggas gotta not be soft bitches too, bruh. Like, I don't necessarily like that Asian comedian, but not because of the jokes he makes, but because of just how he seems to carry himself as a person. So that's what I don't like. It has nothing to do with fucking, him being Asian and making Asian jokes. But one thing that I don't necessarily agree with is like, what? So you want me to not watch Asian person be Asian and make Asian jokes? Like, nah, I'm like, that might not be my cup of tea in general, but there's plenty of black comedians that are very successful that make black jokes. You know what I'm saying? So at the same time, I'm also not going to co-sign the idea that we can't make fun of our own heritage and our own culture. Like, bro, we got to have a sense of humor too. Yeah, Boondocks. Boondocks is a perfect example of fucking black people shitting on themselves for your entertainment. And it's good content, real funny, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not necessarily co-signing that all the way. But I understand, it's like, I understand you wanna show some respect, but we also don't want to be goddamn sensitive sticklers that can't take a joke either.
The movie begins with female Voldemort investigating a scientist. Emotional damage.
Oh, my dad don't rock this. He always.
Let me chill.
Every self-respecting Asian must be united against white-worshipping, self-hating Asians who hate being Asian. And if you are a young Asian person, here's the honest truth. You are Asian and you will always be Asian. And in this day and age, you will have to overcome additional challenges in Western society. Is it fair? No. But you are not powerless. And you are not helpless. And your life certainly won't get any better by hating yourself and your race. So don't become a victim who can't defend themselves. And don't become a coward who won't defend themselves. You are human like everyone else. You have control over your mind. And you can choose the type of person you want to be. So be someone who changes the world for the better. Someone you can be proud of. And show the world you are superior. Not because of your race, but because of the strength of your character.
Beautiful video, beautiful video. And I think that last little message that he left can be applied to everybody in every single race, every single color, no matter where you're from, bro. Be proud of who you are, understand your background, and try to be the best version of yourself every damn day, bro. Every damn day. There's nothing wrong with having preferences in this world. If you like this type of chocolate a little bit more, hey, that's your preference. But just understand that just because that's your preference, that don't mean that makes it superior to everybody else. And I think that's a beautiful message that we all could take, you know, some advice from. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this video, man. And genuinely, you know, if I have any Asian people in the chat, in the community, let me know your story. Do you feel like there's a lot of what they were saying is facts? You know, I didn't say too much this video because I really wanted to sit back and kind of learn something new. So I'm very curious to hear some of y'all feedback. My name's Berto. If you're watching on YouTube, this is the end of the video. Make sure you guys tap into the Twitch streams. You see we're going crazy reacting to this live. The link to that will be in the description. That's Where You At Berto. And I'll see y'all on the next one.
Where you at, Berto? I made this shit look too easy.